Hello YouTube.
Hello YouTube, we're here.
No one's
Bear with this caller.
No one's watching.
That's alright.
Yeah. Feels like we're on Free Sport.
That went out live.
Yeah, it's alright. They don't care.
Soon. Soon.
Not seen the viewing figures.
That also went live.
Due to poor wireless connection. Oh well. Oh, on Facebook.
Are you on?
Yeah, I'm going to go sit down there. Well, I find the best that being recorded, aren't I? Because otherwise we're all on a podcast.
Yes.
Some people say this is a shambles, but I think that's been canned.
Yeah.
What's the shambles?
Well, I can see it as we're on.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Well, we're the wrong way around, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what have you got to do with that then?
Turn upside down.
I could stand on my head.
We've all got to lean this way.
Do it in space shuttle.
If only we had a producer.
If only had a producer that knew what they were doing. Hello Peter, we are here, but we're here if you know what I mean. Oh, are we there?
Oh, maybe that's why it was this way up.
I don't know. There you go. Hold on, we'll see how far behind we are. We've got 55 people watching us doing a live screen test.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Ah, we're on, but now you can't see us. You
No.
have to tuck in, lads.
I know. I don't know why your phone's like that, but it might be better on YouTube.
You're really going to have to tuck in, by the way. Are we going to get everyone? Aaron Bauer's watching. Hello, Aaron Bauer.
Looking for tips
Surely
on.
he's got something better to do.
I don't know.
The YouTube stream's better, I don't know why. This is what happens when you employ people who don't know what they're doing to do a job. It's like the Rugby Football League.
I'm not sure why that didn't work, though.
No, I don't know.
You're
why.
not on screen now, that's the problem. You're still not on screen.
You won't get on screen like. No, it's lengthwise, isn't it? Has it? It's normally lengthwise.
We've got an issue with our length,
Landscape.
listener.
Yeah.
We've got an issue with our length. I mean, that is where we start this show this week. And I have to start with an apology, given that I'm the only one on camera.
Apparently no one can hear us either. Do you reckon that's without... Well, now can hear your phone.
Yes. Yeah. Very quiet, says Mark. Very quiet. What's happening? We're just doing a few tests here. Bear with us, caller. Our producer's left us.
Yeah.
He's left it. He didn't exist, and now he's not here. So what happens now?
We're in the lurch.
We're in the lurch. A lot of people are watching.
Well, I can hear it, but it's...
Well, that's me. I can hear myself. Shall we take the mic? Shall we take our mic out? Do you think that could be the reason?
Shall I do that?
Yeah, and turn the volume. Very quiet, fellas. We're having a few technical issues today.
I've not started yet. I won't be quiet.
You don't need to be.
Do you want me to stop and start again? I'll just
Yeah, we're going to stop, listener, and we'll be back with you in a minute.
If you go on YouTube though...
We'll
it's
be back
still
with
working.
us in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll stop. Finish.
We've got 100 people watching us doing a live screen test.
They can still hear us on YouTube, by the
You
way.
can still hear us on YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
Is it to do with the settings on the phone?
I don't know.
Why don't you use your phone if you know your phone? Oh, yours is on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't you use this one, Rich?
Does yours work better?
Yes.
The pictures on people are watching you. You've got the wrong sound and the wrong camera.
Yeah, we know.
But apart from that,
Apart from that, we're working fine.
we undo that.
Try that one, Rich.
I'm just going to...
You don't get this in other organisations.
We are still on live, by the way, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hello, YouTube. Have you turned the volume up?
Do I need to turn it right up?
I don't know. Might not be on.
It is on full. Shall I just start and see what happens?
Yeah. Start again.
Yeah.
Are we on this time?
We are. And we're the right way around this time.
Are we the right way around?
Yeah.
I haven't had a notification
Yeah,
to
come
we're
on.
here, though.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know how that's happened. Because nothing's changed, has it, apart from I've unplugged the iRig.
No.
Hello, viewers.
Hello, viewers. Hold on, hold on. There's a theory we might be back. Bear with us,
I
caller.
don't think they can hear us. But,
You can now hear us, apparently.
oh, can you?
I don't know. I'm just saying these things. I'm randomly talking to myself.
I think we should just bin off the technology.
How can we bin off the technology? It's what we're on.
It never seems to work. So we had a rich man pay for us all that stuff and it worked.
We're still on the wrong way.
We're not. What's
No, that's the right way.
the right word?
Do you have to watch like that?
Oh, yeah, it is. I don't know why that's doing that. Where's our former producer?
This isn't no good. People are going to be switching off. Producer Richard, not as good as producer other guy.
Thinking if I turn it up from now. We've not done anything.
This is just live upside down in now.
Yeah.
No, we are upside down now. I suggest you use this one, Richard.
Okay. Right, I'll stop again. 69 people watching us. This is a fun way to watch this, Mark. Come on, I'm
If Scotty falls out of his chair.
Scott's there. Wrong way still. I know, I'm just turning it on.
I am here, you've not heard me yet. You've not heard me yet, but I'm here.
This is what the people want.
Well, I won't go that far.
18 comments all time. Yeah, it's not working.
We're still on YouTube.
We're still on YouTube.
Millions watching there, Scotty. Millions.
20.
Yeah, hello to the people.
20 people watching on the
Cheers,
YouTube.
Can I ring the bell or am I not allowed?
I don't know, actually.
It's probably something to do with settings, Rich, that we've broken.
The thing is, shit, I don't want black and white, don't want
Apologies to our millions of listeners. Phil's getting worried.
Right, we'll go. Right, you tell me when it comes up.
I'm
If we're
just trying to-
the right way around.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I can't get it on this phone, you'll have to check it on yours.
I've never seen Gary so quiet, says Gary.
Gary's behaving himself. That's good.
No, he's not. He's keeping his power.
People are commenting on YouTube.
I'm worried.
Right, we're on.
It's
I
working.
can see us.
It's your phone. Your phone's good. That phone, I don't know where you've got that from, but I'll send it back. That's a little in joke there for the viewer. Apologies to YouTube for walking past you there in my t-shirt.
No, hold on, it's frozen, Rich.
That's it.
Oh, Rich, come on.
Yeah, I've just walked past it.
Well, I can't see you on here. This is live TV, folks. That's all it is. Just live TV.
And you Steve got that.
Imagine the 1970s when we had those strikes. It's just like...
Right, we're working.
Yeah,
we're
it's
back.
working.
We're there. I can hear everyone. Right, hello.
Mark on it, so just press go.
Go. I wish I could press go on you. Hello, everybody. Apologies for 7 minutes and 43 seconds of absolute uselessness. The bad news for you, you've got another 1 minute 52 and 11 seconds of it to come.
We'll edit that out of the podcast.
We'll edit that bit out for the podcast. You'll still get your 2 hours. You get what you pay for on this show. I have got an apology to make.
Hey?
I haven't got my official match strip on, so I've been fined. So there you go.
Just got
I've
yellow
been
card.
yellow carded by the official Subbuteo referee, and I've also been banned. I'm not allowed to ring the bell anymore because I rang the bell last week. I'm causing accidents. We've had more requesting about not ringing the bell than about the show. Right? And also, I've been told off saying we don't mention the other teams out of Yorkshire enough, which I think is rubbish, but hey, I listen to everything our listeners say. And there you go. So
we'll
here
talk
we
a lot
are.
about Catalan tonight.
We'll talk a lot about Catalan. Thanks to everyone that has born with us, bared with us, stuck with us. That'll do.
Phil sells books, he should know these books. Yeah, dictionary.
Yeah, I get a dictionary. Have you got any dictionaries, Phil? Right, we've got a dictionary. I'll get one. Scotty will shoplift it later. I'll spend my £5 on relief. Richard Shortwright is here. He's got his kit on, so he gets full pay this week. Phil Kaplan is here. He also gets full pay. And Scotty, as ever, gets full pay for wearing his t-shirt. And that's it. We are here. What do you want to get stuck into, boys? What do we want to? Do we want to?
As has been pointed out by Gary on the YouTube, rugby league games never kick off on time.
There you
But
go.
she did say-
There you go.
Headingley on Friday, remember what day it was, yes there was a minute silence, that's fair enough, but they still kicked off 7 minutes late. Well,
And it wasn't on telly.
No.
I think we should start by paying tribute to Don Manfredi, which we were asked to do before we get into the machinations of the politics of last week, any of the action on the field, the story of Don Manfredi waiting 2 years,
2 years
to get back on the field, scoring a couple of tries. It's a fabulous story. It's almost the story of rugby league in one man's perseverance. So
pleased for him.
if I
Delighted
was
for
wearing
him.
a hat, I would raise it to.
I was delighted for him, absolutely delighted, and even more delighted because Wigan were the last bit of my accumulator I needed. So well done, Don Manfredi. Pleased for that. Scott, it's nice. I mean, you've been a professional sportsman. Someone gets injured out for that length of time. I mean, they must doubt. He must have doubted at times he's ever going to play again.
Well, when you look at it was, I think around about it was 627 days or something like that or whatever. But I tell you what, the way that he played on the Friday night, it looked like he'd never been away. You know, but yeah, the frustrating times it was. I tell you what, Danny Outland spoke about the dark days, the dark times that the whole of say the dressing room from there. Well, one thing for sure, what Manfredi would have been, he would have had the dark times. He would have been thinking, first of all, I'd be saying, why me? You know, but unfortunately, you know, sport does that to you. It could be a complete accident and it happened to him twice from there. But I think the not just the professionalism showed inside himself, but I think for Wigan, the way they didn't bin him, you know, thinking of because they know they've got a quality player there, they could have quite easily. You know, after all that time, say, right, okay, then we might just let you go out alone and see how you're progressing. But from Manfredi's point of view, from his professional attitude, the enjoyment what he must get playing this greatest game of all, and also as well, you know, the ambition what he wanted to put on that Wigan jersey again, and the way that he played, as I mentioned just earlier on Friday night, looked like he'd never been away. Sheer quality. He is like a new signing for Wigan at the right time of the season.
Here's the question: Tom Davis, Liam Marshall,
competition for places, Phil.
Don Manfredi.
Phil, competition for places, just exactly what Sean Wayne wants. And what he's done.
Won't be there then.
Manfredi's put a marker down from there and said to Sean, hey, listen, I'm ready for the big time. Well, I'm ready for the business end of the season.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's only got, what, 4 more games potentially to play under Sean Wayne, of course.
Do you know what, man? I chuckle to myself now. Every time I see Wigan play, I chuckle to myself thinking, Lenigan, what the hell you've done?
Yeah, but we know
Lenigan, what the hell have you done?
The truth is now out about Sean Wayne. He's not going to rugby union. Picture here.
Yes. Have you seen that? I forgot. You see, I forgot again. I'm that flustered with the RFL. What happened was the RFL rang us up 5 minutes before we went on air and said, "Do you mind putting Sean on Tuesday?" But obviously, due to our corporate hospitality and everything, we refused. We said, "No, we've got to play on Monday."
They actually said, "Could we change the structure before you go on air?"
Yeah. And we went, "What structure?" Yeah. No. So. Yeah, anyway, Don Manfredi.
Well, listen, let me just say this. When you talk about a structure, Wigan, at this moment in time, have got the exact perfect structure. Sean Wayne is the head coach. All his coaching team from there. They've got Wigan juniors, left, right and centre in that side. They've got a winning side. They've got a side that are playing attractive rugby league. And what has Lenigan gone and done? He's let Sean Wayne leave because he's interfered. Why? Honestly, it makes me laugh. The way that I see it, because how much enjoyment is Sean Wayne getting and how much of his players still enjoy
We've asked the question, I think Richard put it out on Twitter. You can get in touch at Forty20 Live, you can get in touch on the comments on Facebook, you can get in touch via the YouTube. Please share it and like it. We're obviously having a few technical, we're making up as we go along, we're not going to lie. We had one bit of production brilliance and he's left. He's had a better offer
is he coming back?
and he's left. I don't know. I think he's just gone. I think he's gone and we've disowned him, so we can never speak of him again.
Right.
Hopefully he might be here next week.
Fingers crossed.
He better
not be late.
Yeah, so we'll worry about that next week. We have put a Twitter poll out. Who's going to win the grand final? We'll have a chat about this. I think we'll talk about the various teams that we know are going to be involved in the semi-finals. Wigan are one of them. I've got a reasonable bet on. I had Catalan to win the cup and Cast to win the grand final. I desperately want Cast to win for financial reasons. But I've got to be honest. I think Wigan. They had that maybe a month blip, didn't they, when they found out where they were going, and the place fell apart, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I think they've got their heads around it, and they've come back together now. And I think, you say it's not disrespectful to St Helens and Warrington. I think the final people want to see is Wigan Castleford. They want to see Powell and Wayne go head to head.
Yeah, they're not going to see it, are they?
They're not.
The only position that's going to change is maybe if Wigan, they won't beat Luke Wooders, but they certainly won't lose to Hull. The last game of the season. So it's done. So it ain't going to change. Yeah, we'd all love to see, no disrespect to Saints and Warrington. That would be a great grand final, but that's not going to happen because they're going to play each other from there. But I tell you what, though, to be honest with you fellas, aren't you fed up of watching the crap what is about them? I'm not apologising for using that word because I've been speaking to fans over the weekend and the teams even there, even my beloved Leeds with that dross what was on there on Friday night, they are just fed up now of watching crap rugby league. Well, what we need to get is certainly, can we just fast forward now 2 weeks to get to the semi-final so we can watch proper quality rugby league, because what we are watching at the moment is absolute dross.
But this will link into any debate we're going to have about what happened on
Correct,
Friday
absolutely.
and the ramifications of that.
Yeah.
Because I understand some of the why. I don't understand any of the how. How is the Messiah, otherwise known as Rob Elston, going to go out and sell this fabulous sport to new sponsors
Phil,
if he hasn't got
before
the
you,
products
because
at the moment,
you're
because the structure
right.
isn't going to change
Phil,
the products.
You're a more intelligent fellow than me, so you will go into that. So I just want to go on to that. I might just be about a couple of minutes here. So you mentioned in here the Messiah Elston. Opportunity knocks, says McManus. We can look ahead with optimism, says Pearson. And then Lenigan, who's going to be the leader of this, we're on the move, says Lenigan. Right. So what I want to say is, all we're talking about is the products. The product at the moment is rubbish. For the last 3 years, the quality has dropped. The next point, what these guys are saying is, we've got the greatest game of all. What we need to do now is promote it and market it. Right then, let me just go back to the start of the season and for all this season. The start of the season, we had the marketing ploy on Sky with the Brownlee brothers. Pathetic. Then we had the Magic Weekend.
I still want to ring the bell.
Hold on.
I want to ring the bell.
Hold on, because I'm on one here. I'm on one here. The Magic Weekend, promoting and marketing, pathetic. The Summer Bash, promoting and marketing, pathetic. The Challenge Cup, promoting, marketing, pathetic. The Grand Final, promoting, marketing, pathetic. And then we've got the Test Series at the end of the season, promoting, marketing, absolutely pathetic. Right, so when I worked it all out here, when they're all talking about the greatest game of all, and by the way, they've only got the club interest. They couldn't care less about the game as a whole of rugby league, right? So why are they not talking about, Phil, as you will do, and I'll just speak up, the quality of the game as it's going? For the last 3 years, the quality of rugby league, what we have seen, is getting worse and worse and worse. And then secondly, where is this quality going to be coming from? The partition levels and participation of players coming into the game is pathetic. The players who are leaving the game at 18, 19 is even worse. So where is this quality going to come from the products, what we want? It's absolutely pathetic. And when I worked it all out, after Friday, when it came out from the structure, do you know what it's all about? Because when correct, Mr. Kaplan, when the TV deal comes up in 2021 and Sky say, what do they get now? Is it 40 million, 43 million? And when the Sky say, right then, we're only giving you 30 million, that's what it's all about. Then 4 people there and Super League controlling the funds. It's goodbye Championship, goodbye League One. Can I just put a suggestion in here? If I was in charge of a League One club or Championship, if I was one of a Charmers or if I was a chairman of a club, do you know what I would be saying to the RFL? And I'll tell you what I want to propose. A Championship and League One, we go back to Winter Rugby League. 3 o'clock kick-offs on a Sunday afternoon. I'll tell you what, that'll get a response. And I'll tell you what, Super League, go fend for yourself. Simple as that. And that's me up the soapbox.
Why have we pretty much come out as a sport and said, oh, we're not going to get as much money next time from Sky? That just invites Sky to pay less money. Whether they've said that or not. Why have we come out and said that? Are we sick? Mind you, this Championship and League One advisory group, which obviously is as well cohesive as the Conservative government right now, because half of the people voted against and half voted for and whatever, and it doesn't matter who voted for what, it doesn't matter. They're deluded. They think.
Yeah, it's because they know the money's going to be less. And this is why they've come up with this. They have bullied the teams. The other teams that have been bullied have been gutless. The 9 teams who voted for this, absolutely gutless. I couldn't care less, you know, what you say about this whatsoever. You have been gutless. You have not done it for the good of the sport from there. And as I say, it's all about, not about the structure, not about promoting, not about marketing, not about quality coming through, not about participation level. It's all about 2021. When the Sky deal comes up, we want all the money and the rest of you can see you later. That is what it is in a nutshell.
Who came up with the structure to end the Championship / League One promotion, relegation and
playoff
playoff
it was
disaster?
the representatives of the RFL in the meeting with the Championship One and League One clubs, but presumably they had to ratify it, or at least say they in part agreed with it. But people are going to say, oh, don't talk about politics too much tonight, but I guess it is a starting point, because we supposedly are all celebrating the brand new era that came on Friday. People interviewed as they came out of the meeting saying there's never been as much unity and we're totally behind this new structure. It's the springboard that we need to take the game. Exactly the same quotes that they said when the eights came out. And I think, again, that the issue here is not even about monetary distribution. I get, and I think even every Championship and League One club gets the fact that your spotlight is Super League. And if that shines brightly and there is a mechanism by which some of the light trickles down to the other divisions, that is how all sport works these days. The problem is, just because you've changed the structure and the governance, what are we doing about the product on the pitch? I think one of the most worrying things that were heard in the immediate aftermath was that there's been a Super League chairman's meeting today. Right? And one of the things that's on the agenda is how do we change the game on the field to make it more attractive? When has that been Super League's prerogative to do that? It's something that's got to be game-wide. And one of the things I think that has come out of all of this discussion, whichever side of the fence you're on, is the fact that we don't have any governance anymore. I think the RFL has reduced itself to being a service agent for Super League now. So you may as well get rid of all of the senior structure of RFL management and they can just have a service level agreement with Super League.
The RFL have been, what them, them clubs who jumped into bed with the Super League clubs, the RFL is exactly the same as them clubs. Gutless. Absolutely gutless for the good of the greatest game of all, and that's rugby league.
You said, I mean, it's easy for us to say, oh, you've been gutless, but they lose their funding.
Yeah, I understand.
They're gone. They're done.
Yeah, but man, they are supposedly in charge of Rugby Football League. Isn't the governing body called the Rugby Football League? They should be in charge of everybody, from the top to the middle, to the bottom, to the amateur game, to the army, you know, of everything from there. They should be running the game, shouldn't they? They should be in charge. They are the governors.
I think there's another issue here about part of the relinquishing of the monies back to Super League is to allow the Championship and League One clubs to have their own sellable television rights. We need to all be really honest here. There is no value in that at the moment. You know, nobody is falling over themselves. No broadcaster. However much we may love watching Championship and League One Rugby League, to put money into televising that. Now, each individual club may have an income stream doing their own games, but no one is coming forward to film Championship and League One games.
Well, in fairness, Phil, no one's been asked. No one has been asked.
I think they have. I think some work has been done, and there isn't anybody coming forward, even to take the rights off Sky and allow the games to be filmed.
I want you to elaborate. How do you know that? Or what leads you to think that's happening?
I think that is part of the discussion that's gone on with the Championship and League One advisory groups to find out what their product is worth. And at the moment, the value is nil because no broadcasters are coming forward.
Well,
I think you can stream it.
What's the value of the Challenge Cup then?
Well,
is that nil as well? Because we just give it to the BBC. And this is not an anti-BBC.
I think that's because that has 1 million viewers. That has a value. Sponsors are interested in being associated with something that has 1 million viewers. Well, Ladbrokes.
Right, who paid peanuts by their own admission.
Paid
peanuts.
May not be there next year.
Right, so we give away our the only thing that the sport has got to sell. Right, we've given it to the Beeb. This is not knocking the Beeb. I enjoy the Beeb coverage. Right, not knocking. I think Mark Chapman is one of the best people on sport. He's presenting our sport. That is a good thing, right? He's good. But we give our sport away. It's commercially sensitive that we don't tell how much people have paid for anything. That, in businessmen's terms, that it means they ain't got bugger all for it, right? That's what's happened. And Robert Elston now needs to come in, and we make the point, people go on about Eddie Hearn, about blah, blah, blah. When Eddie Hearn sells something, it's the biggest and best thing that's ever been sold. That's his words, not necessarily mine. Joshua fighting in front of 90,000 people at Wembley. He's going to fight in front of another 80,000 this week. It's massive. It'll be generating massive money, income. That's what it's all about. It's all driven by income. Our sport is not driven by anything like that. They don't sell anything. Everything we give away, we just give it away, basically.
But that's the argument.
And that needs to change.
Well, that's the argument why Super League want control over their product.
I get that.
There's got to be people out there that want to be associated with it.
Right, but I go back again, right? Why are you going to want to be associated with something on the BBC when you can't have an advert? Look at football on Sky, right? It's sponsored by bookmakers. Bookmakers are all over it, right? Whether you agree with gambling or not. Why? Because they can have adverts on the telly. They can have Ray Winston on the telly. They can have whoever on the telly saying, bet with us, bet with us, bet on this, bet on that, bet on this. And people do bet. And that's what generates money. You can't have those adverts on the BBC.
I think you have to have a mixture. And cricket would tell you that they've got the balance wrong. That it's almost disappeared from public consciousness because there's nothing.
No one's
now
morning it's not on the
terrestrial
BBC.
No, it's
the
not
moment it's not on terrestrial TV.
Yeah.
So my point is, and this is the issue I have, and this is what I hope Elston's going to change, is that when the deal for all the other TV stuff was done, no one spoke to Channel 4, no one spoke to ITV, and no one spoke to the other free-to-view channels. That hasn't happened, and that needs to change. So there are so many basic things that need changing that I'm hoping Robert Elston is going to change.
I think you'll also find that the reason that the Championship football highlights are no longer on Channel 4 or Channel 5, but are on a
Quest, it's called.
Is it Quest? I've even forgot the name. That's the way sport's going.
Yeah, but also, Phil, without being rude, is if you follow your club or you've got Sky, you can see those highlights 5 seconds after the final whistle's gone. You don't need to wait till 9:30 to watch it on Channel 5 or whatever.
And that's what the NRL are doing really well at the moment because they know they've got their saturated TV. They will never get a deal as good as they've got at the moment because television is going in such a way that that level of money won't be. But you can see a try scored on Twitter a second after it's happened.
I was working on Saturday and didn't have access to the Sky Sports channel that had the NRL on, but I could go onto their Twitter feed and see what had happened.
Absolutely.
But what I can also see on Sky Sports on the same day, because I couldn't watch Widnes and Halifax, but I could watch the channel that showed Women's Rugby Union Wasps versus somebody else I can't remember, and Ealing Trailfinders versus Yorkshire Carnegie, of course, who represent the whole of Yorkshire. Typical Leeds arrogance. I get banned from there now.
You won't get out of here. Never mind, banned from there.
Well, I'm not standing in his way. Phil's going to wall him up.
But why were they on TV? Because obviously whoever does the RFU's TV deal says, if you want to show the England Autumn Internationals, you have to show this as well.
The RFU pay production costs, which we don't.
But also as well, you mentioned they were in the NRL, saying, well, they won't get another TV deal out again. I say, well, why not? Because when you look at the quality,
it's only that amount of money, isn't there?
Oh, Phil, when you look at you know yourself because you watch it week in and week out. When you look at the products, what they have got there, when you look at the excitement, not just at semi-final time or the business end, week in and week out, people want to watch it, and boy oh boy, how exciting is that?
They've set up this digital NRL channel.
No, Phil, I'm on about
because
the
they know the way.
I'm on about the products on the field. I'm
on
about the products on the field.
They've already taken account of the fact that they're not going to be getting the same amount of money. We're just starting from a very low level, almost saying to Sky, please give us something with the figures that were.
But is that not typically undersell, like Richard says? We're already talking, the deal's going to be less.
But you've got to have something to sell. The one thing we have always fallen back on is how good the product is. Tell me why the product is going to be any better in the 2019 season if we've got 29 fixtures, including 7 league fixtures. What has Rob Elston got to go out and sell? He's going to sell, apparently, all these personalities. We know that there are some fantastic people that could lead this sport. But nobody will still know who they are if the product isn't good enough. It's really hard to go and sell, I don't know, a Callum Watkins or a Johnny Lomax if people aren't interested in the sport in the first place. And we haven't got a great product. And it breaks all our hearts to say that, but that's the truth.
It's a fact.
And by changing the structure to one that we've already ditched, you're not going to get any quality in the next 2 years before you've then got to go back into Sky.
You made a point about the Aussies. Now, when you went to Australia, was it as good? It's nowhere near the level it is now, is it? Like but the English players were seen as you were like a talented player going there. Is that the case now? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Look at the British players who are over there now.
Yeah, but you said to me they realised they needed to change how they played to get as good as us.
Oh, yeah, but still.
So what do we need to do to get as good as them then?
Well,
that's my point.
Well,
have less games of greater quality, which is not on the agenda.
Well, we need to stop journeymen getting contracts. We need to giving our talent of 19, 20-year-olds the opportunity instead of binning them off at 18 and 19 and 20. So we need 18 football or under 23s football from there for them to progress. Hey, but listen, there's loads of 18 and 19-year-olds in NRL who are given opportunities, and because of the quality of players, they're given that opportunity and they keep them there. But when I was back over there playing in 85, 86, 87, you know, they wanted the British players because we could improve them.
That's the point.
We could improve them. You know, when you look at the players, there was myself, there was Crooks, there was Tony Marner, there was a Pearl, there was a Fire, there was Lydon, there was Hugh Waddell, there was Kevin Ward, Sean Edwards, Derek Fox, John Anderson, Des Drummond, Andy Curry went out there. So they signed us because they believed that we could make them a better team. You know, I'm the only Englishman out there to finish the top try scorer. And believe it or not, with 13 tries, that's how tough it was to get tries out there. But even the standard back in 85, when I was out there and all the rest of the lads, it was still quality, we believe, week in and week out. You still had to play at your best, and else you would have got turned over, whether you were the top or whether you was the bottom. And one thing for sure as well, mate, if you didn't play well in the first grade, there was somebody knocking on the door, you would have been dropped to play in the third grade.
I've been over there and played cricket, and that's what it was like even at that level. If you didn't play well, you got dropped. You didn't play well in the team below, you got dropped again. That's how they do it.
Well, I think I told you the story before when I was playing with a bit of an injury, shoulder injury. I think I told you before, and I say I won't go on about the long gist of it, but it was quite simple. You know, after the game, Frank Stanton said to all the players, you know, picked a few out, and I was one of them, and I was playing not very well. I was kind of a bit of a shoulder problem, and he said to me, "Score, were you fit today?" So I said, "Yeah, I was, Frank." And he said, "Were you 100% fit?" I said, "Yeah, I was, Frank." So then we all got changed. Then again, he had 5 minutes, and now the first one he went to, and he just said to me quite harshly, not harshly from his point of view, from my point of view. He just said to me, "Score, were you fit today?" So I said, "Yes, Frank." He said, "Were you 100%? I said, "Yeah, Frank." He said, "Right, perform that for me again. Not dropped, you're on the next plane home." There you go.
Right,
there you go.
But there's another issue here that I would say that two of the likely candidates for the Man of Steel, Ben Barber and John Bateman, are going to be playing back in the NRL last year. How are we going to sell our stars if our best players are not playing in our competition? And how is what happened this week going to change that before the next television deal is due?
Well, you know what though, Phil? It's not the English players' problem that the NRL want them, is it?
No, but what I'm saying, it's hard.
Because they want to go there, not just to pick up the wage packet, but also as well to improve themselves week in and week out as players.
The panacea for all of the changes is apparently we are going to have a profile and a product that are going to get us more commercial partners and a television.
Well, how's that going to happen?
How is that going to happen?
I don't know.
Unless we change the product slightly, which I think is less games of greater quality, and we manage to attract star players here rather than our best players go there.
Again,
and that's what we've heard nothing about.
This is a big problem. We're attracting journeymen. That's what we've got. We've got journeymen.
Well, do we, as a sport, do we need to say, and this involves, I don't know how it affects the work permits and everything, but do we need to target their young kids and say, right, we want the 19-year-old that ain't getting in at the minute, come here, give us 2 years here, become a star here. I'm just trying. We need more star names in our game.
Mark, we've got loads of talent that's getting binned at 19. That's the problem. We've loads of talents getting binned at 19 years of age.
I get what you're saying, right? And I know that we lose players and then players stop playing.
That's a different issue.
I think that is a different. I don't think there's.
There's
no Ben Barber that's been released by Wigan or Warrington at 17 because he can't get a game. They're not. If they're there, they'll get in, right? If they're there, they'll get in. The problem is there's not enough of them. But I agree with you, there's probably kids that at 17, 18 aren't good enough, that at 19, 20 would be good enough that we're losing from the game. I get that.
And aren't the clubs culpable in this? Because, if we believe what we read in the papers, Gareth Hock might be playing in Super League next year.
Well,
the kind of signing, if Hull signed him...
Don't believe what you read in the papers.
That's the kind of signing Wakefield used to make.
I think you might find that he could be at Newcastle.
That makes sense for them. But we're going to get some social media. Get in touch at Forty20 Live on Twitter. You can watch us on YouTube. Will you please share and spread the links? Get the links out there. Loads of you downloading the podcast. Really grateful for that. We've done really well in the charts last couple of weeks. Thankful to everyone that's downloaded it. The figure's going up. Again, spread it, share it out. Is this week's 4020, Phil?
This month, yeah.
This month.
We're on the back of it.
Right, I'm going to steal a copy off Phil of this month's 4020. And everyone that retweets it today, the show, shares it, whatever, we'll draw one out at 5 to 8, and you can have this. So then we've got to steal a stamp off Phil to post it out. All right. So there you go.
I'll tell you what.
Well worth a ring, by the way. Hey, look at that. Hey. We're on the back. Look at
Handsome
them.
fellas.
Look at them ugly. Sorry, them good-looking lads on the back.
I tell you what as well, you mentioned Charles, mate, don't you? I tell you what, I'm on a roll now. The week before 7 out of 8.
Yeah.
Last week 8 out of 8 with predictions. I'll be 8 out. I tell you what, I'm going to be in the top 5
you
now.
just might.
I've got to be in the top 5 now with the
£1 million
predictions.
You
I'll
might
tell
be
you
the
what,
winners.
I'm shooting up that table.
Right. Okay. I'm getting stick for not having my uniform on. I appreciate
So you
that.
should. So you
I've been
should.
fined.
We have a sponsor who's, did all the great deed, brought it over personally, didn't cost a penny, and look at you. You're our leader. Look at you. You're like Steptoe. Don't go to your son. You're like Steptoe.
Which one?
Harold! Well, they're both called Harold anyway. You're Harold and I'm Harold Jr. You're like Steptoe, Mr. Wilson. Give him plenty. Give him plenty.
We glossed over this at the start, but we need to mention that the picture will be different every week. But this week,
Oh, yes.
we have, last week Eddie Rombo.
Yeah.
This week was going to be John Gallagher, but instead, because of the breaking news in the Sunday Mirror this week,
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un, as we know, is a big fan of the Pyongyang pylons.
People used to laugh when we said that.
No,
Big-
we were ahead
Rugby
of our
league.
time.
Rugby league is huge in
Yeah.
North Korea.
He's a big Wigan fan, and we've got a picture of him meeting the main man, Sean
Sean
Wayne,
Wayne.
his new head of defence at the
There's
Australian government.
There's a shirt in his museum.
Oh.
That is true, isn't it?
Hey, I'll tell you what, that'd be a right meeting between him and Wayne, wouldn't it? How aggressive would it be? Talking about defence. Them two in pit. Them two getting in pit. Boy, oh boy.
It's the old Two Tribes video.
What a challenge that'd be,
See,
wouldn't it?
that's when we need our producer now to mock up a picture of that happening.
Innit?
Them two wrestlers.
Them two in the pit. Oh boy, oh boy. Who do you think it'd
Where
win?
would you back?
Oh, Wayne every day of the week.
Well,
Wouldn't King John just have the red button there?
Yeah.
What, wouldn't he be
No,
like, go on then, go on then.
He'd have his wild dogs like if his uncle took wild dogs or something like
They've got
that.
rid
didn't
of
Hey, that may not have happened.
he did.
they've
I
got
read
rid of the
about
red
that.
button. Don't panic. They've got rid of the red button. We'll make that the picture for the video or something when we mess around at the end of the programme. Maggie says we should ask the players what they would do to improve our lot, their lots. Rugby league.
But what will say actually that came out the other week when this came up as a subject is it actually quite a lot of them are in the union, which I'm quite pleased about. And,
They have to have
play
a
to the
united
players.
voice, and that was the trouble with League
Like-
13, that not enough players signed up to it. They didn't see
Yeah.
the value of it. But if they've got the bulk of who they're trying to get, then it's a representative voice. The only thing I found with talking to players is that actually they play. They don't take a huge interest outside the game other than playing. All they want to do is train and play. If you talk to them about the politics of the sport, it's more they're asking you what's happening rather than you asking them.
Okay.
Gemma Carter, who was not at Headingley on Friday, but is still #robbed, the words of Ian Watson. Can we talk about what happened on the field, specifically at Headingley? No, because people don't like us talking about Leeds, Gemma.
No, we don't. We all don't like Leeds.
Phil, was it a dive?
Salford dropped a ball over the line. They would have won.
Was it a dive?
If they'd have been in Toronto...
Did Leeds cheat?
No more than they normally do. No.
So you admit that Leeds cheat? See, we're getting somewhere now. We're a bit of open and honesty
Of course
here,
they
Gary.
didn't.
They cheated. That's what I got
Why
told.
did they cheat?
I wasn't there. I hadn't
And
seen it.
in what way did they cheat?
It was a very soft penalty.
Yeah, it might have, but Matt Parcell charging a drop goal down was more important than that. And was it Jake Bibby dropping the ball over the line?
Possibly. I did get
Salford-
bored halfway through the game, yeah.
Salford won. But it's
Well,
more.
hold on. Toronto dropped the ball over the line, but that try got given.
Well, they didn't have to be
David
Rob
Lawless,
Hicks.
1986. There are.
I tell you what, I know that bus, that Jack Buster as well. If he gets found out,
Well, he's
biting.
been stood
He's been
down.
found out. He's been sent back.
Yeah, Toronto might have stood him down.
He's been
Saturday.
sent to
Well, no, they've
Manchester.
stood him down for now.
Well, do you know what? Biting's like spitting on a rugby league. For me, in any other sport, spitting there. But biting somebody, sorry, not having it. It's 12 months. Simple as. You can't bite somebody. What is all that
Oh,
about?
based on Jackson Hastings last week when
No,
Phil
it's 12
Parker
months.
was
It's
six
12
games,
months.
he got 2, he'll probably get a slap on the wrist.
And I say, if he's been found guilty, well done to Toronto for doing that and sack him. And he deserves
Well,
12
I
months.
haven't
Well,
sacked him.
they've
They've
stood
just-
him down.
He deserves 12
They've
months.
sent him home.
12 months for that. It's just not acceptable. Not
Okay.
acceptable.
All right, fair point. Refereeing has been an issue this week. We're not referee bashes here, but there've been a couple of big incidents. What about our man at Oldham? asking the referee allegedly how much Bradford were paying. I think that's the official
Well,
line.
he's come out and said, he said, how much are you paid?
Who said
Not,
this?
And blew him a kiss.
And not
Who said
didn't
this?
say anything else.
One of the
behind.
Oldham players against Bradford, apparently.
Who got sent off.
He said on Twitter that he said, how much do you get paid? Which I don't think is any of his business, to be honest.
No?
How much does he get paid?
Yeah.
To be in League One?
I think he got sent off for blowing a kiss. At the match
You
official.
see,
But dissent,
I've
it needs
played
sorting
tennis.
out, this, doesn't it? It needs sorting out. It really does need sorting out. Do they have to come down on it harsh? Does he have to get a long band?
here's our dissent expert, Gary Scott, to tell us more.
Come on, you know when they have an you know they have someone really good on it. They'll say Paul Scholes, nine Premier League titles with Manchester United. Gary Schofield, 19 sin binnings, one
All for
sending off.
dissent.
19, no 18 for dissent. Well, you got 1 month for dissent, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got sent off once with 19 sin bins.
And were the 19 all for dissent?
18, I got sent off for fighting with Jeff
There you go.
Grayson.
There you go.
Running
Me and
away
Jeff-
from the
Me
fight.
and Jeff Grayson
There
fighting.
you go. Wasn't it like Jacob Miller? Jacob Miller got sent off for getting punched at the weekend. How does that work? I watched it and I've been rude. I had a few pints and I thought, I'm sure he didn't even hit him then. And I got around and looked the next day. He just got whacked and he got sent off.
Bit of retaliation, wasn't there, but anyway. Yeah.
Well, it looked like Simon got retaliation in first.
Yeah, oh yeah, belled him. Yeah, he belled him, alright. Yeah. But
Oh, well.
move on. But,
Anyway, Tom John, is that him done now for the season, Tom Johnson?
I don't know. Well, he said he's out for a couple of weeks. So
Well, what's he done?
Well, he's hurt his knee again.
Again,
so-
I've got the.
not bad.
We've got the
I've
discipline.
got the list. I've got the list. Brett Ferris, grade A, dangerous contact, 1 match, penalty notice for his crusher tackle.
Right.
Jacob Miller, no matches for punching grade A.
No
Mikel
matches for being punched.
For missing.
Okay.
Mikel Simon, 1 game, grade B. So he's
Ooh.
obviously a better puncher. Jack Bussey, grade F, refer to tribunal. He's also got a 1 for a high tackle. Tom Lynham, 3 matches for a high tackle, grade C.
So that's him out of the semi-final then.
And that's about it. Will Level of London, grade B, shoulder charge, 1 match, penalty notice. Everyone else has got nothing or got a caution. Such
Anybody
as
got
Greg
a caution?
Bird.
Who got a caution?
Greg Bird, dangerous contact. Kyle Wood, running in. Don't run in.
Not when you're small.
Not run in when
out.
your mate has been
Run
punched.
out, yeah.
Well.
Third
never
man,
mind.
third man, it would be a match penalty in ice hockey. He's got away with it as Kyle Wood there.
Oh well, never mind. Lots of people getting in touch on social media. People not happy about Tom Lynham's ban. I didn't see the incident. I can't remember the incident. Was it high
He was
tackle?
a high shot.
High
It
tackle.
caused a big brawl, didn't it?
Ah, right.
Caused an all-in brawl, so
Was
you
it?
can't have it, can you? But yeah, it was high shot, and into the sea, it all just escalated from there. Bit of a brawl. Yeah.
Craig was happy though that Sam Tompkins got sin pinned for coming off at the net.
Well, I was going to say, Robert Hicks, and I had a bet on Wigan the other night, so I was like really outraged that Rob Hicks had actually had the audacity to send off Sam Tompkins. But I reckon every rugby league fan in England would have gone, finally he's been sin pinned. Come on, you would have done, wouldn't you?
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, but as I say, it's becoming the norm now, isn't it? You know, so I think what the referee, the head of the referees, Ganson, well, what he does, to be honest, I ain't got a clue if I'm honest with you from there, but he's got to call them in with all the coaches and say, listen, we're not accepting this. We're just, the way that it's going now, the disrespect what's being shown, whether the referee good, bad, or indifferent, whatever we think, they can only referee what they see. We know they've got the officials in the stand and whatever, but now it's just becoming too much. And at the end of the day, you have to have respect for the referees, whether it's right or wrong. And now it's just becoming far, far too often. And everybody's having a go. Everybody's cheating. Everybody's play acting. The coaches have got to be all brought in. It's all got to be explained. If this carries on, I'm afraid to say there's going to be harsher penalties, and that stops it. Prevention. Prevention. If they say this, if you don't stop doing it, then this is what we're going to do. So prevention will cure it, mate. It will. It'll stop it. And I know myself, I was sin bin for dissent to referees and what have you, but now it's just becoming too much, and certainly the play acting as well.
It's almost impossible though, because this absolutely contentious try in Toronto that clearly wasn't, because photographic evidence shows the separation of the hand and the ball. The touch judge is near, but could have been just at quite the wrong angle.
But having goal touches as well, though, don't
But
they?
the Toronto players did not complain. You know, all of this is a furore afterwards. Nobody
The
shouted.
Toulouse players.
Sorry, the Toulouse players. Everybody thought at the time it was a legitimate try. We've got to get away from over-analysis because you can't change it. You've got to go with it.
Why have we not had a video referee there?
Well, they don't have a video referee at most of the games over a weekend, do they? It's because the Canadian broadcaster...
We've won in Catalans, though, don't we?
Yeah, but the Canadian broadcaster doesn't have the facility to do that.
I don't think they've got enough cameras in
No,
the
they
same
haven't.
way that.
Yeah, somebody on the ground
But
has got
surely,
cameras.
is it not? If you've got one camera, you should be able to say, "Well, we'll just
Well,
have
the
a look
replay.
at the one camera,
Well,
and
the
if it
replay,
sees something, then we'll sort it out." Is it not there? It's like the VAR football. It's there for the blatant and obvious, isn't it? You know, there's some tries given every week where we'll go, "You say it's a try, you say it wasn't a try," and I'm not sure. That's how tight it is. But for something like that, surely, and the one camera angle said it ain't a try.
I never saw it. Was it not a try?
Oh,
Did he drop it?
I've looked at the picture. It was
Well,
basket, but his hands were about that far off it. Awful. Awful.
Well, how's it been given then?
Well,
Who was the referee? Who was it? Who was the ref?
irrelevant. He hadn't done it on purpose. He's made a mistake, he missed it, whatever.
Martin.
No, it ain't, mate. But this could cost Toulouse £1 million game.
Could do.
Because
Well,
they
should
could
have
have
cost
won
him
the
from
game.
all. Well, I want to have a look because
Probably not going for a drop goal might cost them more.
No, Phil, that try there, it's cost some points. You
the
know,
last
that's
2
4 points for
weeks,
the try.
the last 2 weeks of the qualifiers are going to be absolutely brutal. Now, what do we make about this game? London's game has been moved.
Yeah,
Right, through no fault of theirs and no fault of Salford. Salford, I believe, are playing on Thursday the week after.
Following against Toronto.
Hence, they have to play earlier this week, which means they play against London. 5 days' notice. Right, the RFL, I believe, made a statement saying that London had asked for the game to be changed. That is not. I can categorically confirm that is not the case.
No.
They got a phone call this morning and were told the game has been moved. Can you just imagine if you rang up Sean Wayne and Darryl Powell went, "Lads, no, Saturday, it's off, We're playing Friday.
Yeah.
We'll see you down there Friday. It's 8 o'clock. Yeah, all right. we'll see you there."
Wednesday, you were having the day off.
Sean Wayne
You're
would
not
rip
now.
your head off, wouldn't he? He would rip your head
I
off.
wouldn't
Came
even
on
make
to
a
him.
phone call.
He wasn't in. I've rung him, he wasn't in. I didn't want to leave a message.
So when is that game being changed? It's changed from the Sunday to when?
It's a Saturday, which
At 3 o'clock.
they've got a day's less notice. You can't
No,
do
no,
that.
no,
It's
no,
5
okay.
days.
And we're
before
talking
the
about
season.
promoting and marketing.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
You can't do it for the fans that have already pre-bought tickets.
Correct. Yeah.
We've got London Scholars playing Oldham at exactly the same time on Saturday. Now that game for Oldham is a really important game. They win that and they're in the playoffs. So how do London Scholars now promote that game when London Broncos are playing next door? We just don't think of the ramifications of every single decision we make. And I think our good friend Gemma will tell you, she'd heard word that this game was going to be moved 3 weeks ago. So don't do it 5 days before.
Yeah.
And there's a chance that there will be other games the week after that might have to be moved.
And it's not cheap to rearrange a train ticket to London.
So also,
No,
what would
I think our friend
have
Peter
happened
would
if London had said, "No, we're not moving it"?
I don't
Why
think
didn't
they
they say
were
we're not moving
well,
it?
they probably got fined, I would imagine.
By who?
By the RFL.
We don't know the terms of the television contract about how much.
No, it's
notice
not television,
you-
is it?
Well,
'Cause
it is
it's-
because it's a television decision the week later.
It's not. Warrington and Saints on telly Saturday.
Yeah, but the following week, Salford are now playing on the Thursday.
Can I ask a question? The
So-
following week, should all those games,
Yes.
given how
Be at the same
tight
ti-
it
at the
is,
same time,
should
yeah.
they not be at the same time? There
Correct.
could be a result where a team have got to go out and say, "Lads, as long as we don't lose by 30, we're in."
You're all right.
And that's it.
There could be actual promotion and missing out on the £1 million
Yeah.
game within that same group of
Yeah,
fixtures
I
involving
cannot
the same
believe that.
teams.
And again, if we had any kind of nous about us, would we not be saying to Sky, "You want
Yeah,
drama,
absolutely.
we've got drama, you
Right.
just need a guy at everyone going, oh boy, you know, they've let a try and they're going down as it stands."
Well,
Let's scream.
Well, it's like on Thursday,
Keep
right?
them-
It's like on Thursday night. We're going to play in Huddersfield, right?
Yeah.
So they cast no definitely before their game against Wakefield. If Wigan win, they can't catch them. So does Darryl Powell let somebody play for the Wakefield game. Then get ready the week after.
St Helens.
Cast play Saints, all the rest of them, then get ready for it. They know exactly where they stand. Is that right? They all should be at the same time, shouldn't they?
Well, I can almost sit with that because Wigan, you could almost argue, have earned the right to secure their place in the team. It's like had Salford won all their games, they would be virtually safe now. But that is good, and that is, you know, you mentioned points difference. The Broncos are out of the £1 million game, courtesy of a goal kick.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently, Andrew and Pete have told us that London versus Halifax which I'm guessing is the week after, has also been moved from the Sunday to the Saturday.
I can't imagine that one being on television.
But
But it might be.
Shell
Who
says
knows?
the cost for Salford's hotel in Ealing has doubled in cost. Bus it there and bus it back. Get
Yeah.
my man to pay for it.
Possibly.
Yeah, not John Johnson,
So that, you know, we talk about the sport and you think,
Well,
no,
no,
just help yourself.
Let's go back to this extra game that nobody knew about till Friday afternoon, which is likely to be Rochdale playing off against the third best team in League One for the final promotion place. The venue for that is going to be decided by the toss of a coin.
Yeah.
Are they doing it all the fun?
Just bear with me a second.
Call yourself a professional sport.
I need to do something technical. I'm just going to leave for one moment. I'll be back in a minute.
No.
You're going to put your shirt on.
No. I've lost my shirt. No, I haven't lost my shirt. I've sold it on eBay. I've signed it by Scully and sold it.
It's worth nothing if you sign it by Scully.
The exciting news, of course, is because of that fixture, all the players will be gone off. What's going on?
No.
All the players have. Oh, your phone needs charging.
I don't know.
You'll walk in front of it now. All the players are on holiday. They've all booked holidays from Cumbria airports. The day of the match, the last match, they've all got flights booked. 7
Who's this?
o'clock. Workington. They're all on holiday. So if they got to the final, they won't have any players. Well, the good news, Leon, been shopping, got a shirt. Look at this. Workington Town. So I'm ready to play, Leon. If you need me, got a number back and everything. Write my name on it. So I'm ready, Leon. I'm ready to play for you. If you need me in your relegation mega promotion player at Rochdale, it's easier to get to Rochdale. So let's do it. Won't please any Whitehaven fans, but never mind.
The other thing about that Rochdale game is that it'll now be played after the grand final. So surely the big full stop on the season.
The traditional end of season battle.
70,000 people at Old Trafford. Blaze of glory. Now on Sunday we're going to have possibly Rochdale against Workington with the great
second worst team in the
Doncaster and
Championship.
Whitehaven and Oldham and all the other teams at night. And that's going to be played, if Rochdale are at home, has to be on the Sunday, because Rochdale Football Club are at home on the Saturday.
Well, the good news is on the Saturday, and Manchester Rangers have reminded me of this because they tweet me and then I forget to say stuff. Last week they said the Schools League, which is great news for the people in Manchester. But the other great news is on that weekend, on the Saturday, 11 o'clock, Women's Championship Grand Final.
11 o'clock.
1 o'clock, I think. Women's Super League Grand Final. Probably Leeds in it because they won again at the weekend against Cats. Sounded like a good game, sure we couldn't watch it. So it's going to be a big day for Rugby League. It's going to be a long day for Rugby League.
Do you think to give the women's game the kudos it deserves, bearing in mind that we've all seen quite a lot of women's rugby league this year, I think we've all been knocked out with the standard that we've seen. Should that be on the same day as the men's grand final? Is that not, unless you have it in the same stadium as a curtain raiser, are you not demeaning it a little bit by having it at a different venue on the same day?
Why does it have to be the same day?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Surely now, Friday night under lights, the women's grand final.
Yeah, why not?
With the men's grand final Saturday night.
Why not?
And treat them with the respect that they deserve, but give them their own stage.
I'm assuming it'll be broadcast on the Our League app and stuff, but we won't be involved anymore.
Wow. Have you upset people?
Well, I don't know, after our long discussions. I said I was going to put a bid in for the rights to the Championship and League One, which as we know worth about 20 pence. So if the Championship and League One advisory group want to accept that. But as Toby pointed out on Facebook earlier, and I think as we saw yesterday with the Oldham Bradford game, if you are going to do anything at these grounds, you need to provide equipment for people to do it, like, I don't know, electricity. You know, so all these clubs who want to do this, that and the other, but if you can't provide the basic facilities to people, you can't do it. Anyway, we're boring, says Mark. Get Schofield Granting. I want to ask Schofield a question. He's over there.
Schofield.
Oh, right. I've got 2 names before
Let's
Schofield. Get in. Go call me Schofield. If you get at school, go on.
Si says you look bored. You were a player. You played in some good teams. You played in some not so good teams. Chris Houston, whose legacy in this country will be bashing Phil Bentham, and here is Sabine Phil Bentham.
Yeah, injured. Look at that.
Having a go at the Widnes fans, and fans, by their nature, not always rational, but I would say if my team was, to quote a word you used earlier, Scully, crap, as Winners have been this season, and still haven't beaten a Super League team since when? Because they beat Halifax at the weekend.
Yeah.
And then Chris Housen got very upset that fans may not have appreciated the fact that Widnes had an end of season jolly up, which I understand why they had it. It's not really his place as the captain of a club who are crap to have got the supporters who have been there through thin and exceedingly thinner this season.
Correct. No. They say the spectators themselves, as we know, they pay the money, they'll support you through thick and thin, and it's like anything else. For 80 minutes, they're entitled to their opinion, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. And no, you should not be criticising your supporters. They are entitled to what they say, whether you like it or not. Because I know exactly what some of the stick I've got, and even now, even from the whole fans, and they'll tell you, even now, it's 30 years on. It's not just a bit of banter; it gets personal as well. And from that point of view, well, we mind
keep it up, all fans.
With the personal thing, but
in fact, just
that's that at times. I guess if I said something to them back like what they say to me, well, they won't like it from there. But what I'm saying is, from a sporting point of view, they are entitled to their opinion, and unfortunately, I'm afraid to say, you've got to take the good. You've got to take the good with the bad, and if not, keep your trap shut.
Is James' rule is his position becoming untenable? We saw banners at the ground at the weekend. They want their club back. I think he's got to go, hasn't he? Is he now part of the problem, or seen to be part of the problem, whether he is or isn't?
I think we all think Widnes will still get relegated. Mathematically, they gave themselves a chance against Halifax. At the moment, they are not out of it.
No.
So I think...
Who have they got this week?
They're in Toronto.
Away at Toronto.
And then they've got Hull KR. So the likelihood is... Well, Toronto need to beat a Super League team if they're going to be where they want to be.
We're just out a Super League team, aren't they?
Well,
On
they
paper
are at the
they are.
moment.
Well, on paper they are.
And they might take huge confidence from that win over Halifax. But
Phil, stop sticking up for your mate, Francis.
All I'm saying is
the
the James rule question probably can't be answered until relegation is a certainty, and then it is going to be very difficult. But are Widnes going to get a parachute payment?
Well, I thought that was just a one-off for looking after the league.
It's being
went well, money well spent. Might as well have given us $500,000.
Well, that's never been in the Super League agreement, has it? People get parachute payments. It's the first time it's been heard, isn't it?
No, and it's on the agenda at the Super League meeting today.
Speaking of Francis Cummings, who, after the game, very upset that apparently the vultures are circling around Widnes. It should be the
Just a word, Franny. I can assure you all them player agents are circling around the other clubs as well.
It's the agents, isn't it? It's not, it's not the... Come on now, everyone.
You ask any club, what's your plans for recruitment? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to wait to see who gets relegated. Then we're going to nick all their best players, and then we'll go from there.
The anti-tapping up rules and such, which of course, as we all know, only one team's ever been done for in Super League.
Who was that, Rick?
It's Wakefield trying to sign Jason Robinson.
With a rubber check.
With a rubber check, yeah. One of many. Along with John Alomu and the Johns brothers, as we point out at this point.
We should get Andy Kelly.
What a team that would have been.
We should get Andy Kelly on to talk us through those moments in history. Because he was told he had to go deal with the negotiations, and he's thinking, this is not good.
Steve McNamara and Paul Sampson still broke the salary cap.
Well, that was the same with Dave Ward. The league's boss said to Ward, you go to New Zealand. Well, what we're going to New Zealand for? You go to New Zealand to sign a fullback, am I? What we're going to sign? You're going to sign New Zealand fullback. He didn't have a clue who we're signing. And they came back with guess who?
Eddie Rombo.
That load of crap. John Gallagher, that's what he came back with.
But
next week's guest, John Gallagher.
Anyone not being tapped up? Ever.
And it works the other way as well. Some clubs are looking to offload players. So
I think Lee's going to start tapping somebody up, Phil, don't you? The way because the squad what we've got for next year.
When they are mathematically safe, which could well be.
Oh, this week will be Halifax. Well, yeah, so we're safe after this week.
They will announce a sign.
Yeah, well, they've signed that second row from Queensland, don't they? Cowboys. Was it announced that? Who else?
They haven't announced that yet.
They have it in League Express.
It's been announced.
It's been announced, Gary.
It's not been announced yet.
Well, the way I read it, he's a Leeds player for next year.
Do you believe everything you read, Gary?
He doesn't even believe what he writes. Never.
To the arse.
Oh,
Of course they do.
no, we don't
It's a
believe
bit
that's
true.
Of course they do. Oh, yeah.
We don't believe what he writes.
Rob's asked us if we know how and when they will tell us how these loop fixtures work. Come on, Rob.
What they
It's only
announced
had a
after
day.
their meeting.
As soon as the fixtures are out, you'll know who the loop fixtures
But
are.
I'm led to believe there will be some commercially
Yes.
beneficial.
Oh, so
loop
she
fixtures.
takes the
Which
lead,
means
brilliant.
then there'll be local derbies. They're not
Yeah.
going to do it on the basis of league position.
Which then makes it a farce.
Well, what do they do? Magic Weekend, you have to have Wigan Saints, Hull KR, Leeds Castleford. How are you going to have them in the loop fixtures as well? How are they going to be commercially attractive? How do you know what's commercially attractive?
What they're going to do, take them on the
before
road?
the season
We're
kicks
going to
off?
take them on the road then, so.
No.
Well, that you see, that is something I would suggest they should do.
Yeah, I would.
I've said that before.
Commercially benefiting, take them on the road.
Wakefield Huddersfield coming to Pyongyang.
I say at the end of the day, it's all about money. That's all it is. Couldn't care less about the game. It's all about the money. That's what it is.
Carl, and yes, Gareth, the mic is a prop. It was working and then it's not working.
It was. I'm a bit worried my lead's not working, so I have a problem. with it.
Carl has asked, before we get on to St Helens celebrations, Carl has asked, why the loop games? Why not 23 games, playoffs, Challenge Cup, plus international games, Yorkshire versus Lancashire? Thoughts?
Because chairmen want 14 home games. They believe economically they have to have that number of fixtures. The issue.
Where does that figure come
I don't
from?
know. And the issue.
Where
with
does
the
that figure come from when Salford get 2,000 and Leeds next year probably going to get knocking on 20,000 for a home game? Where does that? I would say right, Leeds would get more money in corporate hospitality than Salford are getting game receipts easily every week. So where's this 14 game myth come from?
And I'll tell you what, I know, when you look at Huddersfield, a loss of 1.5 million this year.
Where
They've
is
had
it?
14
Well,
home games.
I think
They could have 40 and still lose money.
our good friend Michael Carter at Wakefield has said 14 games is what he needs to be
Yeah,
economic.
but that might be for him. Surely that don't mean everyone else.
Well, they want 14 home games. If you want 14 home games, you've only got 12 teams in the league. See, what I'd like to have seen as well as.
And you know why they won't want 14 in? Because that'll mean they'll have to
Because it-
slim down the
yes.
pie.
But surely, if you want to get to a competition that Rob Elston can sell to commercial partners and other broadcasters to make it a competitive environment, we need to get to maybe 14 or 16 teams. Now, to do that, how are we going to get the players? How are we going to get the areas that we want to spread the game to? All of that is part of a strategy that wasn't part of this document saying we want more money. How do the two marry together? We need to have home and away fixtures and maybe a magic weekend. Now, if you want to get up to 14, you need more teams in the league. You're going to have to take less money. Can't have everything all the time.
As I've said before, is the problem not the owners? And they're the ones trying to resolve the problem, but they are the problem.
Yeah.
You know, Ian
Which is why
Ian
the
Lenigan's club is losing money, right? They don't own their own ground,
Absolutely.
right? They don't get any corporate hospitality from the ground, so they're losing money there. But he's got two marquee players, and he's moaning his team's
And
losing
he's-
money.
he's
We've got to have the
taken-
marquee players and get your own
And
ground.
he's taken matches to London, which was a success but never went back. He's taken a game to Australia, which was a success but we're not going back apparently. And again, what is the strategy for making Super League a better product? How do we have just a home and away fixture list that we can all buy into, where games are an event? They talk about events. We want to be, every game to be an event. Well, if two teams are only playing each other home and away, that game becomes an event. Wigan played Warrington, was it for the 5th time this week? Nobody cared.
And they could make it again in the
Nobody
final.
cared.
They could make it again in
They
the
could.
final.
As Dave said, Hull and Hull KR will play 4 times this season, home, away, Magic and what? Or next season, and the loop fixture.
And the
And
friendly
the
fixture.
And the friendly, now the pre-season friendly does my head in, because it's obviously there for money, and people say, oh, it's for the Clive Sullivan Trophy. Well, do what Hull and Saints do during the season, and play for the Steve Prescott Trophy during the season. Just because you're pretending the trophy means something by sticking on a fixture. Elsewhere, Gareth asked us, what's the difference between Ralph Rimmer and Robert Elston?
Well, they've got the same job title of different organisations, but there the similarity ends.
That's as far as it's gone. People are very excited to see Brian Barwick at the thing on
Yeah.
Friday.
Was he putting his chit in?
You know, we used to joke about what does Nigel Wood do. I think we genuinely can ask the question, what the hell does Brian Barwick do?
He's got a book.
What does he
A
do?
black book.
Nothing.
He's got a book.
What does he?
He's got a nice pay
Yeah.
packet, I can reassure you.
He
He's
hands
doing
out-
nothing.
hands
Anyway,
out the
that-
medals.
that's not his fault. He's been given that position, he's been given a nice pay packet. You'd accept it yourself, wouldn't you?
But surely as a sport that's looking to save money, that'd be... I'll tell you what, Brian, thanks for coming.
There's your first saving.
Get yourself
Yeah, well, he's still got his black book. He's still got his black book. It's not open yet, but he's got his black book.
He was the head of sport at ITV and the BBC, and you know, still the Super League shows on at 11:30. You know, if you're pointing your aerial the right way.
Yeah. And is that again, you know, and again, it's not an anti-Bede thing. They've got it, and I look at it, and we should be saying to them, you can have it, but that show's going on at 7:30 on BBC Two on a Monday night. If you're not going to do that, you're not having it. It's as simple as that.
People have asked.
It's a regional programme, though. It's a regional.
That should be that.
But this is again, Phil, the sports problem.
The
Yeah.
But maybe Rob Elston in a meeting like that will have more gravitas. He knows, he's worked for Sky. He knows how television sport works. And this again goes back to what's the difference between Ralph Rimmer and Robert Elston? Can the sport afford and need two chief executives? If Rob Elston is bringing all of the qualities that the Super League chairman employed him for in the first place, if he's got an accountancy background in sport, if he's got a work for Sky, if he's worked for a football club, if he understands the politics of the sport because he's grown up with it, surely we put the sport in his hands.
Well, I've said
we need to have an international window. That's
Yeah.
not been mentioned, and
No.
it looks as though now England aren't going to have a mid-season test. We've got 29 fixtures. There's a possibility at the moment that the 4 clubs in Super League that are playing in the qualifiers who enter the Challenge Cup around early may have to play that game as a midweek fixture. Is that what we want?
Yeah,
We're
it's
going
laughable.
backwards.
It's laughable.
But unless you have everything under one roof, where you can plan the rules that you want to play under, the teams that you want in the division, what is the prospect for expanding the sport? If you want more television revenue, do you have to go and look at Toulouse and bring them in and get a French TV deal? How does that affect Toulouse getting in there on the field or off the field? You know, Eric Perez, big interview with him in League Weekly today. Our friend John Davison did it. He said, you know, there is an absolute fact that more American teams will be coming in. He's going around even looking at potential League One licenses that he can buy and relocate teams to America. But it's going to happen, and it's going to happen because there'll be a television deal behind it. Who's brokering that? You know, is it because the gateway now rests with the RFL into Super League? Do they decide, or does Super League say we want you in our competition because it enhances?
I think, and I've said this to rugby league chairman that I've spoken to. What they've done is they've wanted rid of Nigel Wood because Nigel wasn't doing his job properly.
Because he was going.
But instead of replacing Nigel Wood all in and getting someone in that they all believe can do the job, they've gone, well, we'll get our own man in because we don't trust him. We can't trust him to do it all, so we'll get our own man in. And then basically they're wasting their own money by paying him. Not wasting it because he's worth it, but as you just said, well, they're paying money for him. So why are they both doing? And surely if you trust this guy, and like you said, his background said as a sport, we should say, right, Rob,
just what we need.
12 months, we want you to come back in 12 months and we want you to say, right, this is what we're going to be doing in 3 years. We want you to tell us what you're going to say to Sky. This is the sport. This is what it looks like. This is how many teams are going to be in it. And this is where we're going. And we haven't done that. And interesting, Robert Elson said, actually, when they got on, now I can start my job.
Yeah.
So he's been there 4 months, and he hasn't been able to do anything because Ian Lenigan, by saying, oh, we're changing the structure, it's all going to change.
Hijacked his announcement.
Yeah, and they've shot themselves in the foot. And it goes, you made a point earlier about Ian Lenigan. He can't, I'll say it now, I'll say it to his face, he can't run his own club properly. His players are all getting sold. They're all leaving, his best players are leaving, and his coach is leaving.
There are 2 other issues here. One is we've seen a breakaway of administration before. Super League had self-determination not long after the competition was brought in. They had offices in the centre of Leeds, they had their own marketing division. It didn't work. They had to come back under the governing body. It was just a cost that they didn't need and the sport didn't need. So again, not only are we going back to loop fixtures, but we're going back to an administration that didn't work. I think the other thing is they've looked at Rob Elston and they're trying to replicate what happened in football with Scudamore at the Premiership and saying, oh, just because he did a great job and he was allowed to take the Premiership to new heights, the Championship came along with it and everybody benefited. We are not football.
Fair enough. Rich, what's happening?
Mr. Rainmaker, and I can't remember if we touched on this last week, wanted us to talk about Macaulay Davis's retirement from Wigan, because it happened in the afternoon and then I can't remember what happened during the show that we didn't talk about it. And I guess obviously it's very sad he's had to retire, but I guess the positive is he's not going to cause any further damage to him by playing rugby league, which is a sad thing for him, but we wish him well for the future and hopefully the sport can look after him. Rommel Saint says, ask the legend what he thinks of Lachlan Coote and possible move to Saints.
He's a fullback, isn't he? Well, they brought that kid from West, haven't they?
I thought he was playing at
The Gams, is he going to play in the centres? Yeah, Lachlan Coote's okay.
But Ryan Morgan's here for next year, so it would make sense if Nagama went to fullback, I would have thought.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
He played a lot of fullback.
But having said that, I find Lomax is a better fullback than he's a halfback.
Do you think?
I think he's more comfortable than he's in his Lomax. I don't understand why they want a fullback. I don't.
No, I would agree with that. Let's talk about Saints, just to prove we're not Yorkshire centric. I don't think we've mentioned anyone from Yorkshire apart from Leeds cheating.
It's all fun when we're robbed, yeah.
Hey, by the way, I saw Brian McDermott today in town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How's he looking?
Looks well. Looks like he's been on holiday, been in the gym, looked ripped.
Got his black hair back?
Yeah, he looked better, yeah, he did all around. Yeah, he actually stopped me in the street. I was walking along texting and he came up and he like whacked me and I'm like, whoa. Oh, hiya, Brian, you're right. Alright, Brian.
Yeah, that sounds more like it. Are you alright, man? You alright?
No, he's looking well. He's looking well, so that was nice.
Where's he going, Phil? Where's his next job? You'll know that, won't you? Where's he going?
I think that might depend if the team that plays the other side of the Atlantic get promoted.
So he's going to Toronto then.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Not saying that the people that aren't there at the moment
Anyway.
will still be there, but he might join that. So.
Anyway, the last... We saw Castleford last year, met their own little bit of history. They partied, everyone took the mickey out of them. Oh, you haven't won out, you've won a League Leaders Shield, it doesn't mean no. Then we saw Saints the other day. Looked like they'd won last prize in the tombola, and it's like, for God's, what am I going to do with this? What did you make of that?
Well, exactly what they think about it. They don't respect it, do they? And every time somebody got an interview, well, yeah, it's League Leaders Shield, yeah, it's consistent with 30, but it's not what we won. It's the grand final. Every single one of them said it, even the coach. Yeah, all right, yeah, we've reward you for 30 games on a consistent basis, but you know, there's no value in it, unfortunately.
But is there no value in it? Because we invest no value in it. Sky didn't even cover the game, and the presentation. Which did you know there was going to be a presentation at that game?
Well, I guess there would be.
Well, they could have waited until the following game, couldn't they? But nobody really knew, including, I think, a lot of the Saints fans who clearly had left before the presentation was made, that it was going to be... How can you have a prestigious occasion if nobody knows it's going ahead? Make it something really important.
But it's not, Phil.
How can the cameras not...
But Phil, unfortunately, it's not. You're not going to change...
But
all right,
that's our fault.
Cass last year we knew because
fault.
it's the first time they finished the top of the league in their history, was 81, 82 years. So that's what they based it on.
It meant a lot to Huddersfield.
Did it?
It did in 2013. It absolutely did.
Did it?
It did.
Yeah.
It meant a lot to Castleford because both of those clubs were doing things that, well, in
Hold
Castlefords case,
hold on a second.
and it meant a lot to Leeds.
Why did you come on here last week saying, oh, well done, Hunslet Parkside? Because they've won the League Leaders Shield, they haven't won the Grand Final.
No, I'm not saying about Hunslet Parkside. They've gone 20, 22, 24
No,
unbeaten.
if they lose a final, it doesn't
No,
matter.
well, that's creating a record, though, isn't it?
If they lose a final,
no, that's
no
creating a
problem.
record of 24 unbeaten games.
I'm
So
talking of records.
that's a different philosophy. Don't worry about Hunslet Parkside and winning. Don't worry.
Congratulations.
If you're tipping them, whether they're
Yeah.
playing, we're all...
Hunslet Parkside will beat Westall.
Congratulations to Doncaster who set a club record,
Yes.
9 games,
They did.
9 winning games as well.
and
Well done,
are in the playoffs.
Yes, in pole position.
But also,
now.
well,
to
yes,
be playing Rochdale on a Sunday. with
St
Tottenham
Helens,
goal.
yeah, well done St Helens. But also as well, you Black and White fans got hammered again by 26 points. You rubbish.
Well, we've got to talk about St Helens. Worthy winners, I think we can agree
Absolutely,
on that.
100%.
What do we think of their chances? Did you do that, Paul?
Yeah. I've got the results.
Have we got any?
The results are in, and the winners by 47% are Wigan,
Yeah.
35% Castleford, 12% Saints, 6%
Will
Warrington.
Perrin.
Well, he gets proper jobs, I don't. 12% St Helens, 6% Warrington, because it's always there. You know.
I think Warrington will turn Saints over in the semi-final. I do. So that prediction is St Helens great terrible. The one up cap and that's it. I think Warrington will turn them over in the semi-final.
Where's that bell? I don't want to ring it. I want to smack him over the head with it. You're not supposed to do that.
Somebody will have fallen off a
Yeah, you've just damaged someone.
Oh, we are into the second half of the programme for our podcast, people. Well, it depends if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube we've been on for 6 hours.
We're going to do this next week, by the way.
So the Warrington fans will be delighted I'm picking them to get to the grand final with Wigan.
Next week, Subbuteo League Leader Shield will be arriving.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. It's the satellite dish, but it looks a bit like the League Leader Shield. What are they going to do now that they scrap the Championship Shield and stuff? What are they going to do with that big box of trophies at Red Hole?
I don't know.
The Championship Shield, everybody.
For
is still
every
coming.
Loop fixture you win, you get a shield.
And they still need to find a better trophy for the
Who
winners.
do you think wins the grand final, Phil?
At this point in time, I am more interested in the semi-final because the game I cannot pick is Wigan against Castleford. I think those are the. I've been saying for a while. I think when Luke Gale gets back to his full fitness, which hopefully he will, and he's not far off, that Castleford are the dark horses. But there's just something about this Wigan team at the moment with everything that is involved with the coaching staff and the players who are leaving. There's something about them that you watch them play and you just think they're not going to be beaten, and particularly at home. So I just don't know. I think Saints will win their semi-final. I think they've been good enough all year. The grand final is their aim, and I think they will get there. But for me, I'd watch it tomorrow if we could get it on. Wigan and Cassis. I can't call that at the moment.
Right, Rich?
Wigan. I do we want one-word answers. All the stars are aligning, aren't they? John Bateman's going, Sean Wayne's going, Sam Tompkins is going, Don Manfredi's back.
Hey, listen, I don't think they play well just because they're all leaving. No, I just think now that the best end of the season, Wayne's getting the best out of the players. You know, it's not because they're all leaving. And do you know what as well? Do you know what I reckon? I reckon they're going to win it when they pick that trophy up. The Kit Kats are going to be Alfred and Lenigan. The Kit Kats, you know what I mean? You know, not just with the two, but with the four fingers from everybody to Ian Lenigan, because he has totally. Well, you know what I'm saying. I can't, the Kit Kats are going to be up to Ian Lenigan from the players who are leaving, and certainly from Sean Wayne.
Reverse Winston
and I'm just hoping Sean. Rips him.
I reckon he will.
I reckon he will, Phil. I reckon Sean will rip him.
He had told himself back last time with the press. This time he will too.
Because I reckon, Phil, do you know the reason why? Because the disrespect they showed Sean Wayne when there was Lenigan, Radlinski, Sean Edwards, and Adrian Lamb, the head coach of Wigan at this moment.
The day before a game.
Yeah, the head coach of Wigan at the club wasn't even part of that. Absolutely, totally disrespectful. And hopefully Sean Wayne will give him the 4 Kit Kats and say thanks, but no thanks, Mr. Lenigan. They'll regret letting him go, I'm telling you.
Sean Edwards is on the desk, but you can only see it on YouTube, you can't see it on Facebook. I've framed the shot badly. But he is on the desk today.
Yeah.
Maggie need ask people to post for 5 minutes on Facebook about only positive things.
Go on then, Maggie, tell us something positive.
Now.
Seriously, no, that's a good point. Go on then.
Well, we've mentioned Doncaster.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
record run of form. I'm looking forward to the semi-final. I genuinely am. I'm like you. I mean, there's 2 weeks of
2 weeks of rubbish.
Yeah,
isn't there?
But we won the semi-finals and we won them now.
Because what we're all doing, people that got the Sky, we're watching NRL, but we're just watching so much crap. It's rubbish, isn't it? We just can't wait now for the semi-finals. I wish we all could just say, all right, we're not playing any more rugby now for the next 2 weeks. Because it's rubbish. Wait for the semis.
I think if York were to beat Whitehaven on, or even get a point from Whitehaven on Sunday, I think that would be a tremendous achievement.
Is York at Whitehaven, really?
At home.
No, they're at home.
Oh, yeah, well, York would be
And Whitehaven, in fairness, only just scraped past Coventry.
Winning up until the last few
But
minutes.
also as well, Big Carl Foster, the player coach, a hat-trick for the club from this, his last performance at home, so well done, Carl.
And they'll have every incentive, I get that. But if York were to get automatic promotion, I think that would be something we would...
They get automatic promotion.
We would acknowledge is a fantastic achievement.
Absolutely, of course it is. Great achievement.
Maggie said, I already said something positive about Martin Ridyard. Scroll up. I'm watching on a phone, Maggie. Look, I'm going to say 5.
Yeah.
He's back. He played this week for Featherstone.
We've got a player back. That's good, isn't it? Because the release
So presumably he'll be playing in the Shield against Leeds.
Yeah. Yeah, looks that way.
That'll be in cash converters in either Fev or Lee after the game. The shield in the front winner. The scrap bar's about £2.
Richie's a bit harsh. It's a bit harsh.
Is it?
Probably true. But, yeah.
I mean, Bradford, former winners of the shield, the old Bradford, the former winners. Where is it? Where's the shield?
I don't know.
It's on display.
We was at that game. We was at the game. Talk about
No, you and Doc were there.
Oh, we
I was in the studio.
Oh, right, yeah. And I think there were about 12 million. His dog watching penalties. It was pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
Oh, that was the one where halfway through the commentary you just gave up, didn't you?
That was the School Sports Day. Everyone gets a medal race, wasn't it? It was, wasn't it?
It's something
it's
you
like
don't
even though you won, but you participated.
You know, look how disappointed St Helens were with getting their trophy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Mind you, whoever wins will be able to keep it forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what?
it's like the
The
Captain
Captain
Morgan
Morgan
trophy.
Trophy.
Captain
So
Morgan
what?
trophy.
Yeah, well,
Send them an email or buy it for £3.
Yeah,
Proper
Put a
table.
bid in.
Do we think that the teams that have got 8 points in the qualifiers are safe? Is 8 going to be enough? I think the points difference they've got. I mean, Hull Kingston Rovers probably need another win.
Who have they got this week, Hulk? Yeah.
Well, then we'll go through the fixtures
Who have they got,
now. Toronto play Widnes on Saturday. Toulouse
Which
play
I think,
Hull.
I think that's a really interesting game for Toronto. Because
They haven't been
they
great,
need to
have they?
beat a
They
Super
haven't
League
been
team.
great, have
Toronto beat Widnes on Saturday. Without it. No two ways about it. This is the legend.
We got told off last week for not doing our predictions on the show, by the way.
Oh, we had 2 other pieces of.
I know.
Yeah, everyone loves to predict it, so we should keep doing it, don't worry about that.
Okay.
But yeah, Toronto will beat Widnes, don't worry about that.
Okay, we'll do that in a bit. The other fixtures are Halifax Leeds, London Salford.
Toulouse Hull KR. Now, Toulouse Hull KR is a really interesting fixture, right? 'Cause Toulouse are virtually in, I think, last chance saloon if they're going to make the £1 million game. Because I think London
I
are.
fancy Toulouse, to be honest.
Do you? And that then draws Hull KR back into it.
I thought London were going to come back, but once again they gave away a big start, didn't they? Against Hull KR at the weekend. What were they, 20 points to 6 down at half time? Got it back, was it 2018 or was it 22-18 or something?
2018.
And they just couldn't see it out, could they?
Is Toronto Widnes on the telly then this week?
It will
I
be, yes,
believe
because
so.
Toronto are at home. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do our predictions later. Let us know who you think. Who you think's going to miss out? Someone actually did a league table of how it could end up. And like Hull KR and Leeds could still technically get relegated. Or one of them could get relegated. That is madness.
Leeds at this moment in time are at the Olympic pass practicing the diving.
Oh, no,
If only there was
a minute
Olympic
from
match.
full time.
The ball was not telly, wasn't it?
The great news, of course, coming out of Friday was next year the Bash is still on. And now it's going to be 14 teams in the championship, so that's going to be even more games. So I can't wait to go. We're broken again.
I think we might be, yeah. You carry on.
So the Bash is still on, so that means another weekend away in Blackpool. So looking forward to that. If it's still in Blackpool, of course. We don't know where the Magic Weekend is yet, do we?
Is that back? Is it still
It won't be in Newcastle then.
It's not in Newcastle.
Well, they've got the reunion finals, haven't they? So I don't think they can.
Oh, on the same weekend, is it?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
okay. Right. So
Rich,
where are we going,
put
Phil?
that on Facebook. Yours.
Oh, right.
Where are we going, Phil? Do we know? The Magic Weekend? We don't know yet.
So YouTube viewers, we're now leaving you now.
Yeah.
And,
We've broken. We've got a dodgy wire. We've got a dodgy wire.
keep talking.
We'll keep talking.
Keep talking. Because it'll be on the video.
So we're going from YouTube back to
Back to Facebook. Yeah, apologies to the Facebook millions.